What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with a late night hump day edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised of our great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Nice to have it be really great there. Plus money, upwards of plus 140. I saw for some tickets on the Pittsburgh money line. That was useful. Christopher Sanchez, completely free as it gets. Nick Kurtz doesn't come close, but quarter unit plays on all the home runs. Hopefully you keep unit tracking that. Make sure that you are limiting that. Obviously, Lindy's long balls, we ended up getting Ryan McMahon to go yard. That was useful, kind of carried the day there, ended up salvaging in the home run department, ended up being exact flatline in the premium Discord on it, coming off of a profitable day yesterday and a profitable weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, really good stuff overall. I'm happy with the performance of this video, but no need to get complacent. We have to keep it rolling. Lindy 5, that's going to be where I am focused the most, obviously. We have 5 plays on the card here for you on this lovely, lovely Wednesday. But you want to get every single play because those are already posted over in the premium Discord. Yeah, it's super late getting dropped there, midnight basically. I'm getting to you really, really late tonight on Tuesday evening. But for Wednesday, you guys want to jump in to the premium Discord and get all of my plays because it's been really good for the last 2 months. Absolutely nobody can say otherwise. Every single day I'm on this video. Every single day you can catch me in the premium Discord. And yeah, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. I'm just gonna list every day except for Thursday. I don't know why. I definitely work Thursdays too. But jump into the premium Discord. The water's warm and your boy's been running hot. So let's keep it going. To the picks we go. Yeah. Let's begin our boarding walk here with a Michael Soroka ladder. Again, it is really, really late. I'm a graphics guy. I'm a producer guy. I still have to upload guy. And I'm done complaining because still I get to talk sports and bet them every single day and get paid to do it. So not going to hear me bitch too much. Soroka K-ladder here. Well, I guess I'm pretty good at it too. But anyway, Soroka K-ladder. The main reason that we're paying attention to this one, Cincinnati. What does that lineup end up rolling out and looking like? Now, there's somebody who we're going to be betting his strikeouts on this one. Pretty positive of what that lineup's going to look like. Cincy, you get so many different iterations just based on what they think that they need. Now, Santiago Espinal, he's the guy I don't want to see if I'm going on and over. Jose Trevino, really don't want to see him catching either. Would really prefer the Tyler Stevenson piece there. 35.2% compared to 11.8%. That is a gigantic difference. So, Soroka, we're going to wait and see what they roll out on Wednesday because a lot of teams off on Thursday. And you know what? Now that I'm even just bringing that up, I might as well take a look. It's in our book, Reading Rainbow. Hit the low note. That was good. The Cincinnati Reds do not play on Thursday. So good chance you could just push it to the limit. Take it to the limit with Tyler Stevenson. That's a good song. Giants taking on the Braves under 8.5 here. The pitching matchup. Oh, see, my real ones know what was really going through my head there. Verlander and Strider. It wasn't like a cuss word or anything. Pitching mismatch. It's not really. I mean, that's kind of what it is. Spencer Strider versus Justin Verlander here in this spot on the 23rd of July. And as such, under 8.5, I'm probably going to stay away because Justin Verlander outside of San Francisco, 476 expected slugging, 9.8% barrel percentage. This is not your father's Justin Verlander, we'll put it that way. As for Spencer Strider, is he up to his old tricks? Somewhat, but he's got an identical 9.8% barrel percentage to that of Verlander. So while my data likes this, I personally do not. So overrode it. So congratulations to everybody who actually plays that on the 1-0 zeroed out game. Detroit money line. Now, Pittsburgh, we cashed money line on Monday, money line on Tuesday. Eric, why don't we just keep running Pittsburgh? Because I don't work like that. That's not really what I'm worried about. Do I have good juju going with them? Yes. Did I even bet a Bailey Falter over strikeouts last time he was out? Yeah, I did. It was the most disturbing play I can remember clicking on all season long, but it cashed. Anyway, against Detroit here, obviously they are missing Kerry Carpenter. Once he was out, life has been very difficult, and Jake Rogers tries to salvage it, but Pittsburgh, they put their foot down, grind it out, and O'Neal Cruz, that felt really sharp to attack a guy who was due for negative regression there in Casey Mize. I just don't know if I want to back this Troy Melton guy making his debut. Now, he is 24 out of San Diego State. He's a 4th rounder. And you go to the Toledo Mud Hens, that's where he's been at. 2.72 ERA, 1.16 whip. Awesome. but I really like to see it first, unless it's a guy like Jacob Mizrowski. There's nothing overwhelming that I saw from Troy Melton, but I'm very excited to see him out there. Again, he's looked really good at AAA. He started the season, though, in AA, and he had a worse ERA there than in AAA against, better competition. So really hard for me to handicap that one. So probably just end up staying away in the end. Trout home run is what I'm looking at here for the Mets. Sean Manaea, Jack Black, Sentinel drums. I like that. The Muppets movie. Am I a man or am I a Muppet? Probably the most random song to ever win Oscar's Best Song of the Year. Or, not Oscar the Grouch, even though I was talking about animated stuff. The Oscars. Flight of the Conchords, pretty good. Anyway, Trout home run, friends. I got to pay attention to it because I hate the numbers that we get on him. But this is one of those rare times where even inside of like plus 310, he's still popping for me. I hate betting those type short numbers. If you've seen Lindy's long balls, if you're in the premium Discord, once in a blue moon, you'll see a half unit play on Shohei Ohtani at like plus 220, plus 230, where it's just a can't miss matchup, and yet it's just a mismatched price. Or Shohei Ohtani in St. Louis when he was like plus 375 for no reason. Of course, he had a home run for us, but Trout home run, yeah, I don't really see him on my cards much, but wanted to at least point out that against Sean Manaea specifically in that first start, a couple of things. He had really good hard hit numbers there, but a lot of fly balls and a 70% four-seamer usage. You can't have a 70% four-seamer usage. If you have Mike Trout sit on fastball, he takes it that way. We get to the gun show? Okay, never mind. Freeman, 2+ hits. Got to work on those guns. My right bicep flexes a lot better than my left. You don't care? Great. Awesome. It's got weird. It got weird, didn't it? Yeah. Freeman, 2+ hits. I really, really have a tough time pulling the trigger on this 2 hits market. I want to. At some point, I'm going to need to. Today is not that day, so I'm just going to stay away. Risk averse. I really want to. Andre Palante is not good, but ground ball contact like crazy. 14.9% K rate. You give it up to my guy Freeman there at the top of the lineup. Plus, they've just like had some really weird iterations where like Mickey Moniak leads off and then Freeman isn't even in the lineup. Against Eric Fetty, they wanted the stolen base upside, and even though they didn't send anybody running there, Mickey Moniak with second base open. I guess you just didn't want to disturb Hunter Goodman. What are we doing here? Cubs are just running like crazy against Rich Hill. Should have remembered that's a thing. Minnesota plus 1.5 against the Dodgers. They're pissing down their leg. Yeah, I meant to say at that time here. Andy Pajes, they're down 3-0. They end up tying it 3-3 here in the 6th inning. Yeah, it's infinity o'clock right now. There's 2 on for my Twinkies. Come on now. Up against Kasparius. He's somebody we should get after here. Yamamoto, man, 8 strikeouts. Ran into some batted ball luck and only 1 earned. 2 of those coming off of an interesting error there by the Dodgers. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not in love with this spot whatsoever. I think afternoon game in LA. Neither team plays on Thursday. Paddock is awful. Glass now is really good. I hate that plus 1.5 was popping for my team. So we're going to avoid it like the plague. J-Ram home run. He's been what the kids call hot right now, but I don't really care. Like, that's never a part of my analysis. You'll never see me cite BVP. You'll never cite. It's just not indicative of the future. It's not predictive. They're not predictive. Stop it. Stop looking at BVP. Guess what? If it's a bad lefty, he's going to give up good numbers to a lot of righties. Doesn't matter who they are. And if a guy like Judge is 0 for 5, you're going to care about that? Are you kidding me? You get thousands of at-bats. The most you'll get for a sample size is like 60 in divisional rivals for like a decade. Like, what are we actually doing here? Stop with the BVP madness. Just stop it. Get help. Anyway, Yankees taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Not saying that there's 0 usage for it, but maybe like 1% usage for it, whereas like the other 99% is what matters. So whatever. Yankees taking on Toronto, and I gotta tell you, this one, friends, this one is very fascinating to me. This game with Max Fried, Chris Bassett, as good as Toronto's lineup is at the top of the order, and you neutralize Barger a little bit, but then you get to move up Ernie Clement, who probably ends up leading off there. You probably get Loperfido, Heineman catching here today as well instead of Kirk. We'll see Kirk DHing for sure then in those kind of spots, but George Springer's been DHing a lot for them up in the 2-hole. How do they handle that? Because he's not a defender at these days and age, and he's got a great bat. I can phrase that better. But Yankees money line, it's just too juice heavy. Like, I don't agree that it should be minus 155, and I don't even like that my data is saying that that's a good play. Yuck. BetIntendi 2+ bases here against Taj Bradley. This one makes a lot more sense to me. The really, really good lefty there. Jonathan Cannon's not that either, so we could take a look at Jonathan Aranda, and it sucks. Brandon Lau now on the IL. He was just printing for us. All we did was make money whenever I put Brandon Lau on that damn screen, and now we don't get to do it for at least 10 days. Sucks. Brent Rooker, there are days you think he actually sucks. Then he hits a ball 450, and you're like, oh yeah, that's that dude. And Brent Rooker is that dude. Elite bat speed, elite hard hit data, really good profile, and wouldn't you know it, a really good matchup. Last game of the night, JP Sears, targetable here with righties on the Texas side, and Patrick Corbin, targetable with righties and lefties on the A side. So I'm very curious to see where the books drop the numbers on Rooker. I've bet him a lot this year. I'm pretty much running neutral to him. Nick Kurtz, I'm running really hot. So the fact that I just sacrificed a quarter unit to the gods today, doesn't matter. He's the GOAT, plus 390 yesterday. So with that being said, before we get to the legs, $5 for your first week of the Lindy and Friends Discord. I got 5 plays coming up for you, but if you want to get like 15 plays from yours truly for tomorrow, well, Lindy 5 is how you do it. You get a ton of great additions. You get a ton of opportunities to talk process, and boy, am I in there a lot. My wife hates it. I love my wife. I also love my Discord. Lindy 5, friends. She can't take it from me. Yeah, she could. I love my wife. All right, back to the picks we go. Let's begin our walk. Did I mention I love my wife? San Diego plus 1.5. That's where she is right now against Miami. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. Gotta tell you. Miami. Can't believe how good they look today. And this team's kind of been sneaking naughty. I brought it up yesterday. Stephen Kolek deserved to pay for his sins, but now you get Dylan Cease on one side and Sandy Alcantara on the other. Now, Dylan Cease has been electric, boogie, woogie, woogie, but is this as good of a spot as what it's been in previous iterations? No, it definitely isn't. Miami's north of 100 WRC plus now against righties. In fact, they're teeter-tottering on being one of the better teams in baseball. They're almost in the top 9 now. They're sitting here at 10, 104 WRC plus entering this lovely festivity. You don't have a lot of those strikeout bats like Matt Mervis, who got sent back down, and guys of that nature. So pretty good spot for Dylan Cease normally, but yeah, we're going to back him for run prevention mostly. And not only him, what's going on with the San Diego Padres? Now, they don't play in a very run-friendly ballpark as it is. Now, last year it played up for home runs. This year, if you look at Baseball Savant, not as good, but yeah, Sandy Alcantara, this is just such a fascinating case study in a dude. He throws like a flat 98, doesn't really have anything on it. The 4-seamer sinker, that's basically his entire collection of pitches. He's got a 5.10 expected ERA that's actually better than his 7.14 ERA, and yet I think the sinker 4-seamer are all you really need to do. Make San Diego beat you in a spacious ballpark. Make them earn it. And we take an under. Under 8. It opened at 8.5, juiced heavily towards the under, but then dropped down here to 8. That is where I want to be at because, well, 8, 8.5, there isn't that big of a difference because your 4-4 games are going to 9 anyway. So when you're looking at unders and overs, obviously it's just a thing that it's pretty clear on why it happens. You've got numbers that trend towards it. So under 8, happy to be clicking on that there at minus 110 or better. Alrighty? Cool. Next up, Kansas City taking on the Cubbies. And this is probably my favorite home run play that we've had in quite some time. How do you not love PCA in this spot? Now, Kyle Tucker, probably going to be an intriguing ad as well. Suzuki, right on right. No problem dealing with that. But Seth Lugo, this is just such a great opportunity to go out and punish with lefties. Now, it's not just him. You get Happ, who maybe they do just, bring him back up here, considering he's the switch hitter variety. Maybe not have Nico Miso Horner. But you've got Seth Lugo, 20.3% K rate against lefties, 23.9% against righties. So obviously been better in that direction. But check this out. Seth Lugo, 213 ISO. That's a big number against lefties with a 13-degree launch angle. 261 expected ISO. And the wind looks like it could flip, not necessarily straight out, but the 10.5 total kind of indicates towards that. It was blowing pretty much across the field here today. You didn't see as many jacks as what you saw the day before. Part of that, Matthew Boyd confirmed good at the old pitching, but I am in love with our boy, MVP candidate. Won't win it because now we got Shohei Ohtani throwing fastballs 99 and splitters. Oh, just that splitter is so sexy. PCA home run, though. He's sexy, too. No diddy. All right, next up on our card, hit that like button. Houston taking on Arizona. Is my speaking like my brain is different than most people's. That is okay, but you know what? I'm all right with it. You know who's also different than most people? Brandon Pfaadt. What happened? You used to be good, and then Kryptonite. I mean, I know Superman's all the rage, but Kryptonite apparently got into Brandon Pfaadt. And I said I expect positive regression for a lot of these Arizona pitchers in the summer, and he's really not one of them based on all of his numbers. 92 mile per hour average exit velocity is a gigantic number. 49.2% hard hit is a gigantic number. 389 xWOBA, that's a huge thing for me. 306 expected batting average, pretty important too. And a 560 expected slugging with a 13.2% barrel percentage. What are we doing with our lives here? Now, I still don't know who's going on the Houston side, but I want to key in highlight star Bryce Matthews. Now, I watched a lot of that Houston-Arizona game simultaneously with that Seattle game, which is why I'm coming to you a little bit later on Wednesday. For Wednesday's slate. Later on Tuesday as I'm recording this, purely because I got entranced by the old baseballs tonight. My Twins were like not even the priority to watch, and they were up 3-0 before going up 6-3 here in the bottom of the, well, it was top of the sixth. Is that what it was? Yeah, they put up a 3 spot at least there. Buxton at the plate now. Whew. Come on, baby. Drop down and get you eagle on. But Bryce Matthews is who I wanted to highlight because in that Arizona game, if you were watching, because again, I watch, I know ball, we got ourselves Corbin Carroll with a couple of gems, and then you saw a split second deal on the second at bat for Bryce Matthews because, yeah, I ended up on his over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs plus 125 over a Novik plus 120 is kind of where I ended up getting post-app because that was the prevailing number. But the whole point here is that Bryce Matthews is the number one prospect for the Astros, 23, and I really liked what I saw from him. Also, getting the ball in play against Erod there, and now he gets a better matchup. Yeah, it's a righty, but Brandon Pfaadt is terrible against both sides here at the moment, terrible against everybody, and hits plus runs plus RBIs are predicated on the guys in front of you. Yanner Diaz and Victor Caratini should be in the lineup together in this spot. I think that's improvement over what they rolled out today. Taylor Trammell, more than likely going to be ahead of him in this spot, who should have positive regression based on some of his numbers from AAA. Big leagues, it'll start to show up maybe, but neither here nor there. You give me plus money again on Bryce Matthews. There is no way that I'm not firing this. So this goes in that lean-like category that I need to figure out the emoji for. Didn't have time today. Bryce Matthews, over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. I'm going to run it back because, well, I don't know if he got there yet today. It's 2-1 Houston. Let me take a look. Did he end up getting there? He got there. Bryce Matthews homered. Okay, well, I cashed that ticket. Let's cash it again tomorrow, shall we? Now we might not be getting plus money, but premium Discord's going to be happy with me. Obviously, I normally like to tag everybody. Hey, we want another bet. Hey, we want another bet. They didn't get that now. I think I died. No, I'm in the MLB streets fighting for you. Hit that like button. Milwaukee taking on Seattle. The most straightforward play that has ever existed in all the land. Now, Milwaukee, a little bit frustrating because, I wanted to get all the rungs of the ladder for the people, and I ended up cutting it off at the 7 number. 6.5 is where it ended up being there. Again, listen to the analysis, the lean, I wanted to run it up there for the people, but I was especially sick to my stomach for a couple of tickets I saw over on X that either needed 8 or 9 strikeouts from Mizrowski to cash like 10K, 15K. They ended up having Burns alongside Gilbert, alongside, DeGrom, who went completely ballistic as well. But Mizrowski, Milwaukee is being very, very, very concerned about their main studs. Woodruff coming off of injury. Mizrowski, who's never really had a large innings allotment in AAA or anything else. Also, there was 102, so his arm's going to fall apart if they just let him go out there for 110 pitches. So very slow build. Slow burn. That's kind of what we're looking at. But This is a really good bullpen, and they've shown out. I mean, you don't have 10-game winning streaks for free, that's for sure, especially in the year of our Lord 2025, where, everybody can beat everybody any given day. Look at Colorado. They've fought in a couple of different series that you just wouldn't expect, and they have very intriguing hitters who keep cashing us tickets. Moniak, McMahon, guys of that nature. They both cashed if you bet both for a home run today. I ended up on one of the two. So my guy, Matt Moda, ended up on the other one, so that made me happy, but this makes me happy. Bullpen situations in Seattle, especially with the platoon stuff that they love to roll out there. You get the Solano, Moore, a lot of those guys that'll start up against lefties, but we get son of a priest, man. And then you get it turned over to bullpens. They should have Koenig available. They should have all these lefties ready to rock, ready to roll. They ended up using Hall today. We'll see what that configuration looks like going into tomorrow. Tyler McGill's just sick, nasty, number 3 in relievers, or amongst closers in all of baseball. Number 3 reliever in all of baseball, not just closer. But Luis Castillo, he must pay for his sins at plus money. I'm just going to attack Luis Castillo now until the day that the cows come home, which will not be on Wednesday. Let's get to our last game of the night, shall we? Boston, Philly. Oh, baby. Christopher Sanchez. Oh, baby. That felt really sharp. And also, I'm a little perturbed because B. Greg's, in the premium Discord, super sharp guy. Also love that he shows his work, love that he's putting it out there every single day. And he's in the premium Discord. And I've really taken notice of some of his tickets because we tend to be somewhat aligned lately. I don't know how this is happening. I don't know what our processes are, if they're overlapping. We haven't really talked about that part of it particularly. But woke up this morning and after the fact, we had a lot of identical plays. Ryan McMahon home run. Ended up on the strikeouts for Christopher Sanchez. But he added in the lovely over 18 and a half outs plus like 145. And I didn't end up adding it. And I'm still kicking myself to some extent. Now, that will not be a concern, I don't believe, for either of us tomorrow. Because Jesus Luzardo, the range of outcomes are wide for Jesus Luzardo. We have seen him get eviscerated in spots. But the strikeouts have never been in question. 4 of his last 5 eclipsed 7 or gotten directly to 7. And there's plus money to get to 7 against Boston, where I just got done saying yesterday that I like the lineup more against lefties to attack for strikeouts than I do from the right side, where you get Yoshida in there for sure and all of the lefties that can be a little bit better at contact sometimes, although Marcelo Meyer, that isn't really the case, but he's a very good bat, young player that I think will be all right. Jesus Luzardo, over 6.5 strikeouts. Again, plus money. You give me this for the Phillies against Boston, we're going to fire that up every single time. Let's get the heck up out of here, shall we? Super quick, super easy. Lindy 5, that's down at the link below. Yada, 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 so on and so forth. Etc. That was a King and I quote. Can't beat that. You can't make that up. And that does it for another edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for Wednesday. Hopefully you tailed a lot of that goodness here at Tails. Well, because it's Tails. That's where I Odd Chopper into Tails, and we're in Tails. Tails. But it's the Odd Chopper channel still, for now. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Wednesday. I have to hit the damn button. Hit the damn button. Bye.